While it is no secret that the teenagers dealing with supernatural threats subgenre has taken the world by storm recently, it is probably equally obvious that Legacies has become one of the CW network's most beloved shows and is taking fans of the genre to heights they have never seen before. That's why in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some behind-the-scenes secrets from the cast of Legacies that even superfans never knew about. Stick around because this video is going to blow the minds of even the most hardcore fans of the show. First, the set is like a museum. Obviously, every TV show or film has a job and an obligation to the audience, and that is to make sure that the audience does not remember that they are actually watching paid actors play make-believe. The show needs to ensure that the viewer does not suddenly awake from their suspension of disbelief and continues to believe and become invested in what is happening in the show or movie, even if what is happening is completely removed from reality. It can be a tricky task, but that task becomes much harder when continuity is clearly shattered thanks to one tiny flaw. And the flaws that I'm going to highlight are when something is in one place during one scene and then in a totally new place in the next, without somebody actually moving it. The cast and crew have a rule, and that rule is not to touch anything on set. And if you do move something, make sure it goes right back to where you found it, so that each scene continues to flow smoothly and not have glaring background errors that fans notice, thus making them remember that this is all fake. Shows and films rely on the human ability to relate to anything and immerse themselves into stories, but nobody wants to immerse themselves in a fake and poorly maintained mess. Next, Call Me by My Name. It is common knowledge that some actors enjoy fully throwing themselves into the work by committing to an exercise called method acting. For those who don't know, this is when you refuse to break character even when the cameras are off. Actors will do this to stay in character all day, and will sometimes ask their fellow actors and their directors and crew members to call them by their character name in order to allow them to better stay immersed. Well, on the set of Legacies, that is a Texas-sized negative. None of the actors are allowed to refer to each other as their characters' names, and neither are the crew. All of the actors must call each other by their real names while on set and when the cameras are not rolling. Why is this the case, you may ask yourself? Well, I think it stems from the producers and the actors wanting to add more of a personal element to their work, and that starts by being referred to as your actual name when not in character. Besides, do any of these actors really need to method act? I mean, they are on the CW after all. Additionally, the CW also keeps a tight lid on all of the actors, claiming that none of them are bigger than the show, and that they are all an equal part of the show, and that any tantrums or angry outbursts on set will not be tolerated by anyone, and that the only people who have the right or power to freak out on set would be the showrunner or the producer if they are really feeling it. Next, the cast members belong to the CW when they are filming Legacies. While some projects have the availability for cast members to be signed on to multiple projects at once, the CW and Legacies actually forbid it. And honestly, I get this one. I mean, a great show should never have to work around another show's schedule because one of the stars is in multiple projects. If you want to be seen as a legitimate show and a top-tier destination for actors, then act like one. Make it mandatory for the actors to give all of their energy and all of their time to this project, so it can be the very best it can be. However, this is an issue for the CW that they may have to tinker with in the future, as it is the main reason why so many huge actors end up leaving the CW because they cannot afford to stay tied down to one project. Wentworth Miller starred in Prison Break when it was on the CW and was forced to leave due to other career opportunities that he could not pass up. He similarly did it again when he was forced to leave the Arrowverse, as he played Captain Cold on both The Flash and DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Wentworth Miller is not the only huge star to do this, however, as Ruby Rose did the same thing when she departed her Arrowverse show Batwoman after only one season. While many say it was because of other opportunities that she wanted to pursue, we all know it was because she just wanted to leave the dumpster fire that is Batwoman. But you won't hear the CW admit that anytime soon. Don't like it? Leave. The CW has a few rules on set that honestly sound a bit toxic, and I've mentioned a few of them, but let me walk you through another one that will probably blow you away. All actors must keep any complaints about shooting delays, long hours, or bad takes to themselves. If an actor complains, they could be kicked off the set until further notice. And honestly, this is insane to me. I understand that the director is in charge when the camera is rolling, but the actor is the person delivering the line, and sometimes they end up experimenting with something that ends up being a million times better than what the director was thinking. But if any criticism or complaints are supposed to be kept to themselves, then how are these shows supposed to find those moments? How will the show improve if it is completely held down by one voice? That is how shows get stale. Also, you would think that when somebody has played a character for several seasons and several years, they may have an idea on who they are and how they would grow and evolve. Ask Mark Hamill if he agrees with where Disney took Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, and I guarantee you that he would be taking my side on this one. But it is the CW circus, and if this is how they want to run it, then all the power to them. Lastly, when on set, shut your mouth. On the CW, actors who are on set but not in a scene are tasked with staying on set and watching the takes until it is their time to get in the spotlight. This means that even if you don't get back into the scenes for a few hours, that means you find a comfy spot and keep your mouth shut. Why is this a rule? Well, if the actors ever need to jump into a scene early, or they find time in the schedule to move your scene up, they will. And if you choose to sit in your trailer waiting for your time in the spotlight, the crew may miss the opportunity to shoot early, and that costs money. Obviously, in a show that involves magic and the spectral activities that some consider to be unnatural, it is sometimes downright impossible to use practical effects, which means that the studio must use CGI. Well, animation and green screen shots cost a lot of money, and if they can be done in a shorter amount of time, then that means less money spent on animating and green screen shooting and more money in everyone's pockets. Additionally, if you are on the set waiting for your scene to start and you just keep talking, there's a chance that one of the mics picks up your voice, causing the studio to have to redo takes that may require green screen, which again costs a lot of money. And from all the rules and behind-the-scenes secrets I've already shared, it appears as though the CW is not at all afraid to kick people off the show. So you better watch your mouth, sit in your chair, and be ready to film a scene at any time. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Did you know any of these behind-the-scenes secrets? What do you think of Legacies? Do you think that the CW needs to loosen up? Or are we just too sensitive when it comes to our favorite actors? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on so you never miss a single upload from us. Thank you all once again, and we'll see you in the next video.